Hi, this is GS from uov.org, University of Online Education. Today I am giving an introduction to PHP. So today in this session we are going to discuss about what is PHP, why we have to use PHP, what are the characteristics of the PHP. First of all, PHP is known as hypertext preprocessor, means it contains HTML embedded scripting language. We can say that PHP is a server-side scripting language that works hand in hand with the front-end web language such as HTML and JavaScript. So, title is Introduction to PHP. So, first of all, what is PHP? As I told you, PHP is a server-side scripting language. It is a server-side scripting language. Means we execute PHP code on the server. So we consider it as a server-side scripting language. But up to now, HTML and JavaScript we just saved on desktop and we just run it because they are client-side scripting language. So but in PHP, if you want to run PHP code, means we have to place that PHP file on the server. After that only we can able to run PHP code. So we consider as PHP as a server-side scripting language. And as I told you, PHP stands for hypertext preprocessor. Means it is a HTML scripting language. Why PHP called as hypertext preprocessor means it is a member to the HTML and JavaScript languages. So we consider it is PHP that works on hand in hand with front-end web languages such as HTML and JavaScript. PHP is widely used open source scripting language. Open source is nothing but everything in PHP is free. It is not a commercial software. So PHP has biggest advantages because PHP is widely used open source scripting language. So it is open source, so it is free to download. So what we can do by using this PHP, PHP can do. Number one, PHP can generate dynamic web content. Because dynamic web page means normally in scripting languages there are two types: static content and dynamic content. Static content is nothing but it is designed using HTML and JS, because the static content doesn't have interaction with the database, so it is a static. We consider it as a static content. But the page which getting information from database can be treated as a dynamic web page content. PHP is a server side. It is interacted with database, so we consider as PHP can generate dynamic web page content. PHP can create files like create, open, read, write and close files on the server. Using the PHP, we can create file, read, write and close the files on the server. And PHP can also can add, delete, modify the data in database. I mean, if you want, means we can add the record, we can delete the record, we can modify the record. I mean, if you are adding, means it affected to the database. If you are deleting, means it will delete record from the database using PHP script. So PHP can add, delete, modify the data in database. And using PHP, we can restrict users to access some pages on. So user authentication, we can say that because in some sites we cannot able to access any pages without login. So PHP performs some authentication. If you want to access some pages, means we can't directly view that pages without login. So we can say that PHP can restrict users to access some pages on websites. Permissions depend upon the user permissions. PHP can restrict users to access some web pages on site. And PHP is interact with MySQL. It is that's why we called it PHP can display dynamic content, because it is interact with database. And with PHP we can set cookies. Cookies is nothing but the data we stored on browser. Cookies and manage authentication. In coming sessions we have to discuss about what is cookies session. Everything we can discuss on upcoming sessions. So we can say that these are the very few things that PHP can perform. I mean, few things means I just indicated very few things. So PHP can do anything, and there are a lot of things which PHP can do. So these are the very few things I'm giving as to give basic idea on what PHP can do and why we have to use PHP. The first point is PHP runs on different platforms. Different platform means it is nothing but operating systems. It runs on Windows as well as it runs on Linux, same like Unix, even on Mac and etc. I mean, we can say that PHP runs on any kind of platform. And another thing is PHP is loosely typed, means it is very easy to learn. Coming to other languages, scripting languages like .NET or Java, PHP is very easy to learn. I mean, because we get huge supportability from online and huge guidance on PHP, and we will get a number of documents on PHP. So we can say that PHP is loosely typed and it is easy to learn. And PHP code is much faster. I mean PHP code. Maybe some other languages take much time to compile a code, but PHP is very fast to compile code. And also PHP supports wide range of databases. Databases like MySQL, SQL. There are a number of databases. PHP support wide range of databases. So, and PHP is comfortable almost in all servers, Tomcat or Apache. Today. So these are the few advantages of PHP. And another thing, characteristics of PHP. What are the characteristics it can do? Mostly there are 5 important characteristics of PHP. And one is simplicity. It is two, efficiency, 3, security, 4, flexibility, 5, familiarity. Simplicity. As I told you, PHP is very easy to learn, and we can't find much complexity in PHP. So it is we can call it is a simplicity, and it works very efficiently. So we can consider it is characteristics as efficiency, and PHP has a very high secure. It has some string functions and error handling nature, so it will product high security from SQL injections. Flexibility, very easy to use. Familiarity, PHP is very familiar. So we can consider this as a 5 characteristics of the PHP. And so I told you that PHP is a server-side scripting language. So what the best server to run on PHP? So we have 2 options. One is XAMPP, another one is WAMP. These are the 2 servers actually PHP runs on. So what is XAMPP and what is WAMP is? XAMPP is cross-platform, and means we can run the server in any kind of platform, either Unix, Linux, or any operating system. It's supportable, but WAMP is only supportable for Windows. So my preference is WAMP is better to use. It is lightweight, and its control panel is very good to use and easy to understand, and installation also very easy compared to WAMP. So in upcoming session I will show you how to download this XAMPP from the online, and how to install PHP. Once the installation is completed, how to create a basic web page on PHP page, and how to place and which location we have to place on the server, and how to run that on the browser. This is the basic introduction. About PHP, and what PHP can do, why we have to use PHP, what are the characteristics of the PHP. So on next session we can go through this installation and creating of PHP files. That's the introduction of today of a PHP class. Thank you.